Errors of omission is a error which is unknowingly happened by the clerk while recording the transaction. The clerk, due to some disturbance, is omitting the whole entry or part of the entry. That is called errors of omission. Take for example, while recording the transaction, he is omitting a, for example, payment of electricity bill not recorded in the books ledger, or recording at the time of recording he is recording only instead of 1000 he is recorded 100 rupees. Okay, that is called error of omission. Partial or full omission. Next one is compensating error. So this is a typical error. Compensating itself explain the meaning of that. One error will be compensated by other error. Errors compensating error is an error which is also unknowingly happened with the clerk while recording. The clerk will be recorded same mistake both the side debit and credit. Take for example, credit side refreshment expenses 1000 rupees. The same will be 1000 rupees will be recorded at debit side also 1000 rupees for other purpose. So both are compensated. Accounts will be tallied. It is typical task to find out the errors of a compensating error. The next and fourth one is errors of commission. Errors of commission is a error which is also unknowingly happened by the clerk while recording the transactions. The clerk will be misplacing the figure. For example, instead of 19, he has recorded as 91. Instead of 18, 81. So that will be happen even in while recording your marks card also. The same mistake happened many places in many times. Just misplacing of figures. So instead of 91, 90, 18, 81, like that. That is also one of the important error. The last one is duplicating errors. Duplicating error is an error which is also unknowingly happened by the clerk without knowing the errors will be happened. The same entry will be recorded twice in the ledger. Take for example, the payment of salary, payment of wages to X will be recorded twice. It is also another important types of error. So these are all the types of error. So here you are concentrated for 2 marks question. One or two question will be appear in your examination. The next one is fraud. Fraud will be again divided into three groups. Embezzlement of cash, manipulation of accounts, and misuse of goods. First one is embezzlement of cash. Embezzlement slash misuse or theft of cash. So I was already explained fraud is nothing but it is knowingly, intentionally, purposefully happened by the clerk with support of the higher authorities. So that first one is embezzlement of cash. So here is a maximum scope for doing fraud. So embezzlement means theft, just for concealing the cash. First one is teaming and leading. Teaming and leading is a type of fraud which is also concealing the cash. The cashier will be adjusted the bills one to another. Just it is concealing the cash throughout the process. It is called teaming and leading. So next one is many types of manipulation of caches or misuse of caches, vomiting the receipt. So after a sale, the cashier himself not putting the receipt, the entire amount keep it in his pocket. Right? Like that. Many examples we have to see. Manipulation of accounts. Next one. As per circumstances, with the support of the management, accounts will be manipulated. Certain cases, they are going to appreciate the profit or showing higher profit, certain cases showing lower profit. Under what circumstances they are going to show the higher profit? So the director himself would like to elect again. They are showing their higher profit to gain the goodwill, to collect the capital. In many cases, they are going to higher profit. Under what circumstances they are going to show the lower profit means at the time of payment of taxes, they are going to evade the tax, they are going to show the lower profit. Payment of dividend to the shareholders. Like that, many places they are going to manipulate the accounts. Next one is misuse of stock. That is also happening many times. Theft of stock in the godown itself, in the warehouse itself. Like that, many examples we are going to put that. These are all the errors and frauds. So next one is types of audit. Next concept or classification of audit. So nowadays we are going to classify the audit in different classes according to our convenience. According to our convenience. So majorly we are divided into two groups. First one is according to organization structure. The second one is for the practical point of view. First one is according to organization structure. Again, we are going to divide it into four groups. Number one, statutory audit, government audit, private audit, internal audit. These are all the major classification on the basis of organization structure. The next one, for the practical point of view, we goes on auditing day to day number of audits. Say for example, annual, periodical, final, complete audit, continuous audit, partial audit, cash audit, balance sheet audit, cost audit, management audit, occasional audit, operational audit. Like that, we goes on adding number of classes or number of audits. The first one is, according to organization structure, there are four groups. Number one, statutory audit, government audit, private audit, internal audit. Let us go one by one. Statutory audit. Statutory audit is one which is compulsory according to law. According to law. It is compulsory according to law. Which are the companies started according to special statute? All the organization audit is compulsory according to law. For example, LIC, banks, KB, universities, like that is called statutory audit. Statutory audit is one which is compulsory according to law. Which are the companies are started according to the special statute of the government, all are compulsory conduct the audit. Which are the companies started according to special statute? Example, university, banks, LICs, like that. Next one is government audit. The government audit is one which is also conducted the audit for government departments. Government departments. As we know, the government having a different departments. For example, PW department, irrigation department, education department, revenue department, like that. Just they have to conduct. This audit is conducted by controller of auditor in general of India. So under the able leadership of the controller of auditor in general, who is conducting the audit of different organization, just verifying the income and expenditure of each and every department of the organization as well as the government according to the budget they are going to earn the sources and incur the expenditure. That is called government audit. Third one, private audit. Private audit is one which is conducted private organization, which is not compulsory according to law. It is an optional. It is an optional. So even though nowadays almost all the organization they have to conduct the audit to know their financial position, know their financial position, so that almost all the organizations they have to conduct, but it is not compulsory according to law. So partnership farming, sole trader concern, like the last one is internal audit. Internal audit is one which is conducted internally. The employee of the organization conducting the audit regularly in the organization to find out the errors and frauds in the early stage. For that purpose, internal